In this video, we're going to take a trip to Carnival's brand new private destination, Celebration Key. And guess what? We're headed straight for the main attraction, the towering 10-story Sun Castle and its thrilling racing slides. These are no ordinary water slides. Meet the Flash Flamingo and Mach 3 Marlin. A list of the rules are listed on the side and clearly visible for everyone to see. We'll go over the rules a little later in the video, but let's get to the fun part. Each of these slides stretches over 350 feet around the Sun Castle, offering side-by-side racing excitement, complete with flashing lights and tight turns, and at the end, a splash into the stunning Starfish Lagoon pool below. Access to the slides typically costs around $14.99 per person for an all-day unlimited pass. Well worth it if you're going for round after round. You can purchase a pass 3 ways: on Carnival's website before your cruise, at the shore excursion desk on your cruise, or at Celebration Key by waiting in this long line like I did. This is an option I don't recommend because the wait times vary. You must have a pass, which comes in the form of a wristband, to ride the slides. If you haven't yet purchased one, you'll be standing in this line like I did, watching everyone that has a wristband go on the slide over and over and over again. I stood in this line for about 40 minutes, so yes, I am suggesting that you purchase a pass beforehand, whether that be through the website or shore excursion desk on the ship. Once you have your wristband, you are free to go through the line, but first you must go to the weight station to make sure you meet the weight requirement, which was listed at 300 pounds on the rule board. After you leave the weight station, you're free to go, but you're not there yet. You have to climb up about 10 flights of stairs to get to the top. It didn't seem crowded at first for at least the first 8 flights of stairs, but as I got closer, there was a short line that had formed near the top. I didn't have to wait long, maybe a few minutes, to get to the observation area, but once I got there, the view from the top was well worth it. I was able to see the whole front half of Celebration Key overlooking Paradise Plaza, Starfish Lagoon, Calypso Lagoon, and a little bit of Pearl Cove, and I even got a nice view of the ship in the distance. The process with how the slides work is what makes the lines seem long. The slides are conducted one at a time, and no one can get on until the person before them has fully completed the slide and have exited the splash area at the bottom. You'll see these workers radioing back and forth to each other to communicate when the area is clear and when the next person can come down the slide. After I went down the slide, I was immediately able to get back on and slide again and experience the thrill of both slides. that was my experience riding on the SUNCASTLE slides at Celebration Key. Now you're probably wondering, is it worth it? I'm gonna let you know what I think about that in just a few, but before we get into any of that, there's a few things I want to go over with you just to remind you about riding on the slides at Celebration Key. Those things are gonna be how to purchase the passes, the rules, a few things you should know, and I want to get into some of the reviews from other people that have ridden on the slides at Celebration Key. So not only that you'll get to hear my input and what I think, you'll get to get the input from a few other people that have been on the slides at Celebration Key. So the first thing we want to talk about is how to purchase the passes. There's 3 different ways to do that. Number 1, you can do it before you get on the ship, which will require you going to the Carnival website and typing in Celebration Key, then going to SUNCASTLE Slides, and then purchasing your pass. Of course, you'll probably need a Carnival account to do so, so make sure you are logged into your Carnival account, and then you can purchase the passes from there. The next way to purchase a pass is to go to the shore excursions desk on whatever ship you're on and purchase the pass from there. The last way, which is probably not the safest way, but you can still do it, purchase the pass once you get at Celebration Key. And once you get at Celebration Key, there's 2 ways that you can purchase the pass. You can do it at the guest services desk, or you can go to the walk-up stand that's right next to the slides, just like I did. The only thing about that is just keep in mind, there's no guarantee. The lines could be long. As the day goes on, like after 12, the lines are gonna be long. So you wanna maximize your time for using the slides because it's $14 and it's unlimited rides. So even though it's unlimited rides, if the lines are long, your unlimited rides are gonna decrease as time goes on. So definitely keep that in mind. I highly suggest trying to get this pass before you get to Celebration Key, just so you aren't disappointed when you get there for whatever reason, whether that be there's no passes left or whether the lines are too long. The next thing we want to talk about is the rules, and we did kind of glance the rules during the video, but now we want to go a little bit more in depth on those rules. So the rules to riding on the SUNCASTLE slides: the max weight is going to be 300 pounds. You cannot have a child with diapers. You cannot have a child with swim diapers. You cannot have swimwear with exposed zippers, buckles, or any metal protruding from the swimwear. No pregnant women, no one with a heart condition, and no photography, video recording devices, phones, cameras allowed. I probably broke that rule, but hey, no one said anything to me, and I had my camera out, so it's not my fault. But those are the rules. So max weight is 300, minimum height is 40 inches, no diapers, no swim diapers, no swimwear with exposed metal, buckles, zippers, no pregnant women, no heart conditions, no photography, video recording devices, phones, cameras, all that, none of that. Don't try what I did. They'll probably stop you. You'll probably get caught. But hey, I got it done. And you guys get to see what it's like riding on the slide at Celebration Key. The next thing we want to talk about is a few things to know. And these weren't listed on the rules, at least I don't think they were, but you cannot wear swim shoes, sandals, or slides of any sort. I had swim shoes and they made me take them off and leave them at the weigh station. So just keep that in mind. Also, eat before you get in line, because there's no telling how long you're going to be in that line. And I can tell you the food stations don't open up until close to 11 o'clock. So if you try to get on the slide before then and you didn't eat before you got off the ship, then you might be a little hungry standing in the line. So make sure you eat something before you decide to get on the slide and get in that line. All right, so the last thing we want to talk about is some of the reviews, and we're going to look at the Carnival website to see firsthand what some of the other people that have rode on this slide think about it. I mentioned earlier that you are able to purchase a pass for the SUNCASTLE Racing Slides on the Carnival website. You are able to do that right here. All you have to do is add it to the cart and go from there. But right now we want to focus on some of the reviews and ratings for the SUNCASTLE Racing Slide. We want to get into what other people are saying about it and see some of the other experiences, just so you can compare it to what I've been saying in my experience. So right now we see that it is 4 stars out of 5-star rating. And just like anything that is rateable, you're going to have good ratings and bad ratings. You're going to have good reviews, bad reviews. People have different experiences. So we're going to get into both of those right now. And we are going to scroll down to the reviews. So right here, we can see that it has 7 reviews so far. So 7 people have rated this. We have 5 that are 5 stars. We have 1 each for a 2-star rating and a 1-star rating. So let's get into it and see what these people are saying. This first one says, definitely brings the kid out of you. They gave it a 5-star. And they said, my husband and I purchased the wristbands and went down several times at Celebration Key. I was a little skeptical at first because there was hardly any line. I'm assuming because we got off the ship pretty early. It was really fun and I'm definitely looking forward to doing it again. Okay, so this person had a good experience on the slide. This next person, they had a great experience also. They gave 5 stars and also gave tips for assessing the slides, which is pretty lengthy, so I'm not going to read through all of that. But if you're interested in seeing what that this review is, you can go to the Carnival website and look at it. But we're not going to read that one, but just know that it's a 5-star. This one is also a 5-star. They said, had a great time, multiple trips around the castle and down the slides. So they had a great time as well. And this one is not a review, but looks like someone responded to the comment above this one. So my upset grandchild was so looking forward to going on the slide. I didn't know it was something to sign up for. My carnival counselor said we would have to have some kind of APP. Don't know how to tell her that the thing she most wanted to do isn't an option simply because we weren't informed that the slide is in the excursion category. Okay, so this person is upset. They didn't know, wasn't able to get on the slide. So that's another thing that goes back to when I say make sure you purchase this early if you're planning on getting on it. This is another 5-star. My son went down the slide 10 times before 10 a.m. This was definitely the highlight of his time on the island. So another happy person. This one gave it a 1-star and said it was sold out. I was only able to buy 1 ticket out of 3, or I was able to buy a ticket for 1 out of 3 kids, hoping more tickets will become available. If not, we won't let just 1 kid down the slide without the others. So definitely make sure you get these tickets early, because if you don't have one, you're not going to get on the slide. This one, another bad rating. Disappointed. We just arrived from our cruise today and went to Celebration Key yesterday on the Mardi Gras. It was a relaxing, beautiful venue. However, my daughter was disappointed that she was not able to get on the slides because it was sold out. Please, Carnival, look into this and make more accessible to kids as a focal point to the kids. So I think the main point here is, yeah, we have some good ratings, 5-star ratings, but the main thing is if you're sailing with kids and you're taking them to Celebration Key, make sure you get these wristbands early, because you don't want to put a damper on your trip and have to deal with disappointed and sad kids. So I think the big takeaway from this is make sure you purchase this before you get to Celebration Key if you're planning to get on these slides. You saw the reviews firsthand and you see what other people think, you see what other people have experienced with the SUNCASTLE slides. I think the main thing to know here is that you will need to purchase that pass beforehand just in case, because you never know what might happen. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So go ahead and purchase the pass, get it out of the way, make sure you get in line early, and you'll have no problem. Now, do I think it's worth it? That's a good question. And I have a double-sided answer to that. Yes and no. Yes, I think it's worth it because you get this unlimited pass for $14.99. You can ride as much as you want, unlimited slides, $14.99. That's a good price. You have to make it worth it if you're gonna pay for that $14.99 price. So if I'm gonna pay $14.99 for something unlimited, I'm gonna ride as much times as I possibly can. So yes, I think it's worth it. Also, no, I don't think it's worth it. And I say that because it just depends on when you get this pass. Let's say you get the pass at 2 o'clock. I think you have to be back on the ship at 3:30. So if you get the pass at 2 o'clock, you start riding the slide, you're not gonna get the maximum enjoyment out of the slides. You're gonna get a few slides, but not as much slides as if you would have gotten the pass early on in the day. And not to mention, after 12, those lines get long for the slides because people are trying to get on them before it's time to get back on the ship. So you definitely have to keep that in mind. So I don't think it's worth it if you're gonna wait until the last minute to get the pass and try to get on. I don't think it's worth it. Personally, me, it really wasn't worth it for me in that situation because I only got to get on it twice. That's not because I waited later on in the day. I think I got the pass at like, I can't remember, maybe around 12 o'clock. I think I got in the line at 12 o'clock and I stood there for about 40 minutes. So before 1 o'clock, I was on the slide. I was able to get 2 slides in, but that's not because the lines got long. There was just other things I needed to do at Celebration Key. I didn't really get to look around at any of the other areas. I needed to get something to eat, and then also we were with a group, so we were on a group cruise, so there were other people within our group. So my main focus wasn't the slide, even though I know I wanted to ride the slide. So for me on that day, it really wasn't worth the $14 because I only got 2 slides out of it. But hey, at least I got to do it and say I done it, and I brought you this information to help you decide on if you want to get on the slides at Celebration Key. So that's my take on it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, if you like travel content, if you like cruise content, we are not a travel channel, we are a family channel, but we also do cruise content and travel content when we do. So I would like to invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I'm sure you'll find a video here that you would like. There's something here for everyone. So definitely subscribe to the channel. And also in the description, I will have the playlist for all of the vlogs and videos we did while on the Carnival Glory. So you get to see all of those vlogs. I'm talking embarkation day, room tour, there's a Bahamas vlog in there. There's a vlog about all the food on Carnival Glory that we ate. There's a lot of videos in there. So make sure you check out the description box for that. And also, there's a full walkthrough tour of Celebration Key in the description. So after this video, I need you to go down there, click that link, watch the video, leave us a comment and a like. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.